डियर स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम बिजनेस लॉ के सब्जेक्ट में इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट के कैपेसिटी ऑफ पार्टीज़ और कंसिडरेशन को डिस्कस करेंगे। इससे पहले हमने इस इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट का इंट्रोडक्शन और इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट में सेक्शन 10 के अंतर्गत दिए गए सारे जो एसेंशियल एलिमेंट्स थे वो हमने डिस्कस किए हैं। उसके बाद हमने प्रपोज़ल या ऑफ़र जिसको हम कहते हैं वो हमने डिस्कस किया था। प्रपोज़ल की में एक्सेप्टेंस के बारे में हमने डिस्कस किया। ये सारा टॉपिक्स हम हमारे प्रीवियस सेशंस में कवर कर चुके हैं। आज हम डिस्कस करेंगे कैपेसिटी ऑफ पार्टीज़ एंड कंसिडरेशन। कैपेसिटी ऑफ पार्टीज़ और कंसिडरेशन का क्या मतलब है, इसमें हम ये डिस्कस करेंगे ऐसी कौन सी पार्टीज़ हैं जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करने की कैपेसिटी रखती हैं। सेक्शन 10 के अकॉर्डिंग all agreements are contracts but all contracts are not agreement। ये एक इम्पॉर्टेंट स्टेटमेंट हमने बहुत अच्छे से डिस्कस किया था, डिटेल में डिस्कस किया था। इसमें हमारा यहाँ कहने का मतलब है कि all contract elements are contracts if they are made by parties competent to the contract। That means a party who are making a contract with the another party, that party should be competent, he should have a capability to do a contract as per the section 10। यहाँ पे हम बात कर रहे हैं कैपेसिटी ऑफ द पार्टीज़। अब मैं अगर पूछूं कि कैपेसिटी ऑफ पार्टी से क्या मतलब है, यानी कि वह पार्टी जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करने की क्षमता रखती है, जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करने के लिए सक्षम है। सक्षम को, कैपेसिटी को हम कैसे जस्टिफाई करेंगे, तो सेक्शन 11 के अकॉर्डिंग person who are competent to a contract, that person is called competent। It suggests that every person who is of the age of the majority, sound mind and disqualified from entering into a contract is competent to the contract। That means in simple word we can say that for three types of the person can enter into the contract। Who are these three types of person? Number one, person who has attained age of majority। मतलब कि ऐसा पर्सन जो कि मेजर है, माइनर नहीं है। जो पर्सन माइनर है वह पर्सन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करने की कॉम्पिटेंसी नहीं रखता है। दूसरा टाइप्स ऑफ पर्सन है पर्सन हु इज़ ऑफ साउंड माइंड। ऐसा पर्सन जो दिमागी रूप से सक्षम है, साउंड माइंडेड है, जिसमें सोचने समझने की कैपेसिटी है, क्षमता है, ऐसा पर्सन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करने के लिए कॉम्पिटेंट कहलाएगा। तीसरे टाइप का पर्सन होता है जिसको लॉ ने डिस्क्वालीफाई नहीं किया हुआ है। दैट मीन्स अ पर्सन हु हैज़ नॉट बीन डिस्क्वालीफाइड बाय लॉ इज कॉल्ड अ कॉम्पिटेंट पर्सन, कॉम्पिटेंट पार्टी। अब हम एक एक करके बात करते हैं। सबसे पहले अगर हम बात करते हैं माइनर के बारे में, यहाँ पे मैंने कहा था कि माइनर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करने की कैपेसिटी नहीं रखता, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नहीं कर सकता माइनर। सिर्फ अगर कोई पर्सन मेजर है, यानी कि उसकी उम्र 18 साल से ऊपर की है, वही पर्सन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर सकता है। लेकिन अगर कोई ऐसा पर्सन जो कि 18 साल से कम उम्र का है, वह माइनर कहलाएगा। और अकॉर्डिंग टू इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट माइनर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करने की कैपेसिटी नहीं रखता है। बट इन फ्यू सर्कमस्टांसेस माइनर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर सकता है, माइनर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर सकता है कुछ स्पेशल सिचुएशंस के अंतर्गत। लेकिन अगर माइनर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर ले एक्सेप्ट द स्पेशल कंडीशंस, तो माइनर के दिए हुए कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के इम्पैक्ट क्या होंगे। नंबर वन, एग्रीमेंट इज़ वॉइड एब इनिशियो। जो भी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट माइनर करता है वह कॉन्ट्रैक्ट वॉइड एब इनिशियो कहलाएगा। वॉइड एब इनिशियो से कहने का तात्पर्य ये है कि कॉन्ट्रैक्ट वॉइड एब इनिशियो तब कहलाएगा जब वह कॉन्ट्रैक्ट शुरू से ही इनवैलिड है, यानी कि that contract is nullity in the eye of the law. An agreement with a minor can never be enforced by the other party, and in that case the law protects the minor as they are not capable to understand the terms of conditions and the rights and liabilities under the contract. Okay, so minor does not have a capacity to think कि whether what are the terms and conditions of the contract, what are my rights, what are my liabilities after making a contract. That is why we consider that minor is not in a position to take up specific decisions. So if he enters into any contract, then the contract which is made by a minor will be called as void ab initio. That means that contract is null, is void in the eye of the law since starting. Second impact would be the minor can be a promisee or beneficiary. What does it mean? Any agreement for the benefit of a minor is enforceable by the minor. If minor borrows money from a minor, if any major if any major if any major so any major if in case any major borrows money from a minor and later refuses to pay it, in that case the minor can sue him and recover the same. So minor can be a promisee, but he cannot make any promise. Minor promise सामने वाले पर्सन से अपने प्रॉमिस को, सामने वाले पर्सन के द्वारा किया गया प्रॉमिस को वो अवेल कर सकता है, लेकिन माइनर खुद कोई प्रॉमिस नहीं कर सकता, इसलिए क्योंकि उसके अंदर डिसीजन मेकिंग पावर नहीं है, उसके अंदर सोचने समझने की शक्ति नहीं है, डिसीजन लेने की कैपेबिलिटी नहीं है। इसलिए अगर किसी मेजर ने माइनर को पैसे बोरो करे हैं तो माइनर का राइट बनता है, माइनर उस केस में अगर मेजर वापस पैसे देने से मना कर देता है तो माइनर के अगेंस्ट मेजर के जो मेजर पर्सन है उसके अगेंस्ट माइनर कोर्ट में जा सकता है मेजर से पैसे वसूलने के लिए। सो माइनर कैन बी अ प्रोमिसी or a beneficiary. Third situation says there is no rectification. No rectification means rectification by the minor is not valid. What does it rectification? It means the acceptance of a transaction already done. However, on attaining majority, he can enter into a fresh contract having the same terms and conditions. Again, it is worth nothing said that where a minor had not completed a transaction during his minority and continues to complete the same on majority, he will be liable for the whole transaction. So we can say therefore the services are rendered at the desire of the minor during his minority, and it is continued to be rendered at his request after his majority. So if he makes a promise to pay for the whole, the promisee is enforceable. For example, let's understand this with example. In case A, who is a minor, borrowed 2000 rupees from B. A executed a promissory note in favor of B. This is void promissory note. On attaining majority, A replaces the fresh promissory notes for the old one. So still he is void, because rectification of void agreement is also void. He has no power for rectifying the transaction or any contract which has already been done when the minor was a minor, and after becoming a major, minor can in case minor become a major, so after becoming a major he cannot make the rectification of the contract which he has done during his minor period. Next point says there is no specific performance. No specific performance order can be granted against a minor. So, a specific performance order is the order granted by the court against the defaulting party to contract to perform. So, the promise as per the terms and conditions of the contract as a minor cannot be a promisor. I already said this. Any person who is a minor, he cannot be a promisor. Minor can be forced to perform a minor cannot be forced to perform a promise. So there is also the impact, one more impact of minor's agreement, which is called restitution order. Restitution order can be granted against a minor. The restitution order means restoring the things to its proper owner. So the restitution order is granted subject to the following conditions. What are the following conditions? Like, what are the other conditions? The power of courts to order restitution is discretionary. It is generally allowed by the court when a minor had misinterpretation to the other party about his age, and the court considers all facts and circumstances. If, say, suppose if any contract which has been done by the parent or a guardian, what will happen? So under certain circumstances, guardian can enter into a contract on behalf of a minor. So for the contract entered by the guardian on behalf of the minor, it will be valid if it is the benefit of the minor and the guardian is authorized to enter the contract. For example, the guardian is not authorized to enter into the contract for the purchase of immovable property. Guardian cannot be authorized to enter into the contract for the purchase of immovable property. So, for the contract entered by the guardian on the behalf of the minor, neither the guardian nor the minor is personally liable, but the assets or property of the minor is liable. So it means we can say money can be recovered by the other party from the asset or estate of the minor. After that, we need to understand the different position of a minor. So minor can be a promisor, but minor cannot be a promisor, as I earlier said. So based upon the certain circumstances, we can discuss the different position of a minor. What can be the different positions of the minor? 1. Minor cannot be an agent. Minor cannot be appointed as an agent, because only a person competent to the contract can appoint the agent. However, minor can be appointed as an agent. So minor himself cannot appoint an agent. He himself cannot appoint any agent, but minor can be appointed as a agent. So minor has no right in the contract that he can suggest that this person should be an agent, but other person who is a major, he can appoint minor as a agent who can be the part of the contract. Next point says guarantee. Contract of guarantee is in favor of minor is valid. However, the minor cannot be surely in the contract of guarantee. Why it is? Because the surety is ultimately liable under the contract of guarantee, whereas minor cannot be held any personal liable, as I told you earlier, that the minor cannot make any promise, but he can be a promisee. So he has no liability, he has no personal liability for the discharge of the contract. Next point says minor and insolvency. That means minor can never enter into a contract and cannot create personally liability, therefore he cannot be declared insolvent. So minor can be a joint promisor with a major, but minor cannot be held liable for any contract as well as to his co-promisors. That means minor has not minor will not be having any liability, but major promisor is liable. If any person who is a major in the contract, he will be liable. Minor cannot apply for the allotment of share in the company as he is not competent, I told you. So however, the minor can apply to the transfer of fully paid shares in the company through his guardian. So minor can draw, make, negotiate or endorse any negotiable instrument. So what can be the negotiable instrument? It can be check, promissory notes, etc. But minor will not be personally liable under any instrument. So however we can say that the negotiable instrument executed or endorsed in favor of minor can be enforced by him. Otherwise minor can draw, but minor will not be liable for any negotiable instrument. Minor can also be a promisee, and therefore the contract of personal service by minor is void. Minor who has attained the age of the any person who has attained the age of 15 years, he may be a member of the registered trade union, provided the rules of the trade union allows. So in such case, member will enjoy the right of the member. So minor is also liable for tort, that means civil wrong committed by him. For example, any person who is a 14 years old drives a car carelessly and injures B, who is the another person. So he is liable for the accident. Who is the liable for the accident? Minor can be the liable of the accident. So minor will be liable for a tort, any civil wrong any civil wrong commitment. That's it for today. In my next session we will be covering about the minor liability and other parts of the competence of the parties. Thank you.